Today we're doing a 10-minute low impact full body workout. All you're gonna need is a mat. We'll start with a warm up, go through a circuit, and then finish off with some core. Let's do it. We're starting our warm-up off with 20 seconds of 90-90 hip switches. Keep a 90-degree angle in your knees as you let them fall side to side. Use your hands behind you to adjust the intensity. Switch sides one more time before you move to a tabletop position where we'll start doing some hip circles. We're going to do 4 each direction before switching legs. Hands should be directly under your shoulders and knees should be under your hips. If you're with me, finish up that last circle and switch sides, trying to remain as stable as possible as we move through these hip circles. Once you finish up with that last leg, you're going to make your way to standing. We're going to do some arm circles. We'll do 6 going forward, and then we'll reverse the direction and do 6 going backwards as well. If you're with me, we're going to finish off one more circle before switching directions. This dynamic warm-up is helping us loosen up our joints and activate our muscles before we get into our workout. We have one more movement to go, so when you're ready, make your way to the edge of your mat where we will finish off with some walkouts to high plank. Bend your knees as deep as you need in order to bring your hands to the mat, then walk your hands out to a high plank position before walking your hands back in and slowly standing back up. Let's do one more full rep together before we move on to our workout. We're going to be doing 40 seconds on and 20 seconds off for each movement today. We're starting with side-to-side sumo squats. You'll see a preview box in the bottom right corner during each rest to show you the upcoming movement. When you're ready, start with your legs centered, take a step to the side, sit into a squat, then push back to the center and switch sides. If you'd like a modified version, you can look in the bottom right corner. There will always be an option for you. For this exercise, the modified version would just be sumo squats without the step outs. You are more than halfway there, so keep pushing and we'll be moving on to our next exercise shortly. Nice job, exercise 1 is done, and now we have some around the worlds coming up. When you're ready, stand tall with your feet hip width distance apart and your hands in front of you. Make sweeping motions and bring them up above your head before slowly lowering them back down in front of your body. If you need a modified version, hold your hands out to the side and do lateral raise pulses instead of the full motion of around the worlds. You are more than halfway there. Keep those movements slow and controlled as you finish out. Great job. Our next workout is reverse lunge to knee drive. It's our last standing movement before we make our way to the mat to finish off our exercises. Step one foot back, lower into a lunge, drive through the front foot and bring that knee forward and up. If you need a modified option, lose the knee drive and just focus on the back lunges. If you'd like this movement to be more glute focused, keep a slight lean forward in your torso and try to keep that knee above the ankle. You're over halfway through this movement. Keep working slow and controlled and avoid slamming that knee down onto the ground. Awesome job. You have 3 more workouts left before we get to our ab finisher. Our last 3 workouts will be done on the mat, so when you're ready, make your way down and we will start with plank shoulder taps. Set your hands under your shoulders and keep your feet nice and wide. The wider your feet are, the easier it'll be for you to stabilize. We want to keep our core really engaged in this movement and try to avoid as much hip swaying as we possibly can. This is a tough one, so feel free to drop to tabletop at any point if you need a modified option. You can always adjust the difficulty based on how far your knees are away from your hands. If you're with me, you're on your last 10 seconds, just keep holding. You got this, we're almost done. I know you guys probably felt that one because I definitely did. So take advantage of this 20-second rest before we get started on our prone lat pull downs. Lay flat on your stomach and reach your arms long overhead. Lift your chest slightly and pull your elbows back and down toward your ribs. At the top, squeeze those shoulder blades before reaching forward again. If you need a modified version, simply keep your forehead on the mat and shorten the range of motion as much as you need. You are over halfway there, and then we're on to our last workout before we hit some core. Nice job. Take your rest, grab some water if you need it, and then move onto your back for our second to last movement, which will be glute bridges. Plant your feet about hip width distance apart and lift your hips up by squeezing your glutes, then slowly lower back down before repeating the motion. If you want a modified option, simply hold at the top for a static glute bridge instead. You are more than halfway through this exercise. If you want to increase that intensity, just slow the movement down a little bit more and really feel that burn in the glutes. Awesome job. You made it to our core workout. We are going to do some bicycle crunches coming up next. Lay down on your back, bring your hands behind your head and try and keep your elbows wide. Rotate one shoulder toward the opposite knee as the other leg extends out. Keep the pace nice and slow and fully reset before switching over to the next side. For a modified version, keep your feet planted on the ground and do heel taps side to side. You are more than halfway there, and this is our last exercise, so finish out strong, keep that core nice and engaged, and avoid adding any load to your lower back. Awesome job. You finished our final workout. If you feel like you didn't quite get enough, you can always go back and start the circuit over again from start to finish before you move on to the cool down, which we have coming up next. Sit comfortably on your mat and take some deep breaths in as you sweep your arms out and over your head and bring them right back down. Do this again one more time. And then breathe out and release that. We're going to do some shoulder rolls going backwards first. And then we're going to switch going forwards. When you're ready, take one arm and pull it across your chest. Hold it there for a little bit before switching sides, keeping your shoulders nice and square. Next, we're going to make our way into a butterfly stretch. Keep the soles of the feet together and lean as far forward as you can comfortably. When you're ready, make your way to tabletop so you can come into downward dog to finish off this stretch. Pedal your feet if that feels good for you and make sure you continue to breathe. When you're ready, drop your knees down and come into child's pose where we'll finish off our cool down. That's it for our 10-minute workout. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit like and subscribe, and I'll have more videos coming your way soon.